Ladies and gentlemen, it's time for another Social Sports Pad podcast. I am your host, Ricky. Alongside me, as always, is Jason and Ben. Our guest today is Tim, and we are going to cover the bold predictions in the NFL Week 11. The playoff race is heating up, and some of these teams are dogs, and some of these teams are bell cows. So we're going to go through and we are going to basically predict who's winning today, who is going to make you money against the spread in Vegas, and give you some bold predictions of what's going to happen in each game. So everybody say hi to the Social Sports Bad players.
Hey guys.
Everyone.
All right, so we are going to start out in hot Atlanta today as the Chicago Bears come in as 3.5 point dogs to the Atlanta Falcons. All right, we're going to start this off with Ben. Then we're going to hit Tim, then the Cobra, then me. All right, so Ben, take it away. What do you think will happen in Atlanta?
Hot Atlanta is going to come out with a victory. I don't see the Bears winning. They're still looking for their identification. However, Fields has been looking a little better. He's been getting a lot of attention. If he has targets, they'll do better. I see the Falcons winning. They'll beat the spread. I say they'll win by at least 4. I don't see anybody really sticking out to me though.
Okay, no bull.
Mm. Eh, let's go. Mariota put up 275 and 2 touchdowns.
That's not too bold, but yeah, we go for it.
That's bold for Mariota.
I guess. Tim, what do you got?
So the Bulls are going off this week. Bold.
Okay.
Because-
Off the field or no? What?
As a phenomenal, it's going to get another chance, but bold predictions for the Bears. Like he does that every week. Week, like every touchdown a week, 2 weeks. He's going to get another 2 touchdowns at least this week.
Okay, 2 touchdowns for Komet. Do you say the Bears are going to beat the Falcons?
The Bears are on a winning streak, so
All right. So
First game you pick is a trap game immediately.
yeah, that's the way the cookie crumbles.
Sad but true. Despite that, I am going with the Falcons on this one. I still don't trust the Bears at all. This is a tank bowl and a trap. So, and full prediction, this is going to be a low-scoring game.
Okay. So I am going to go with the Bears winning over the Falcons today. My bold prediction is that Cordero Patterson will be held under 50 yards again, like he was last week against Carolina, and he will not score. So basically, Cordero Patterson is going to be put on the bench in my fantasy league. All right. So we go from there to Detroit, as the Buffalo Bills and the Cleveland Browns roll into town amidst the lake effect blizzard that's going on in Buffalo. Right now, the Browns are slated as 9.5 point dogs against the Bills. What do you guys say? Ben, go ahead and start it.
We're talking about the Bills and the Browns.
Yup.
You sure we're not talking about the Lions and the Browns?
I don't know. I mean, the Bills got the keys
So,
to the Superdome.
do the Browns have home field advantage or do the Bills have home field advantage? I'm going with the Bills, as though always. This is another trap game for the Bills. This is another game the Bills have to win. They could easily lose this game. They're not favored by much at all. I do still
9.5.
I still see the Bills winning. They're definitely going to get more. They're definitely going to win this week than they did last week. Let's just say that last week was a bummer. Last week was a letdown. I don't know what Bills team that played last week, but they need to figure out where their identity is because they're on a down slope currently. But I see Allen bouncing back, and I see the Bills winning.
All right, Tim.
Timmy.
Tim. All right.
Davis.
Cody?
Gabriel
Two things.
Davis?
First off,
is going on
Oh.
for the Bills for the touchdowns. At least 2 touchdowns this week. Like always. Gabriel Davis. Gabriel.
Like always, Davis hasn't had a 2 games. He hasn't.
Definitely.
Oh, this just in. I just saw something on Facebook.
two things. One, I
Uh,
don't have
Thank you
audio.
for cutting your Cobra.
I
What you got, Ben?
can't hear you.
apparently, if Taylor Heineke keeps playing, if Taylor Heineke plays 2 more games, the Colts will be compensated with a 3rd round pick instead of a 2nd round pick.
Yeah, we could have waited on that until the Commanders.
My
are
bad.
in the bed. Yeah, seriously, you cut the Cobra.
I might forget.
Damn it!
You cut the Cobra. Oh. All right, now it's Cobra time.
All right, two things. First off, shout out to a family member of ours, Roy. He's over in Detroit at the game, so shout out to him. Second off, I still have the Bills on this one. I thoroughly hope Jim Kelly wore through so many dentures chewing out Josh Allen for that cookie he threw in Minnesota Vikings in the Minnesota Vikings game last night. I don't think they'll cover the spread. But Josh Allen will get it back together. And strangely, the bold prediction is that there will be 2 touchdowns to Denver passing red zone.
Okay. So, I am saying that the Browns are going to win this game. A lot of people would say that is a bold prediction, but right now the Buffalo Bills have a problem right now, and that is with Joshua Allen. His confidence right now is very wavered. You can kind of see that he goes on stretches where he will just let things snowball right now, and with two losses, especially the way that they lost both of those games. They lost to the Jets, where basically pass interference could have been called on Sauce Gardner on that last play to Gabe Davis, even though it was a catchable ball. And they dropped it, and then for him to give the Vikings the game twice last week, once with the fumble on the muff snap, and then to throw the interception right to Patrick Peterson. So basically right now the guy's probably been beating himself up for the past few days, and basically and with him being limited in practice, he's not able to throw it out. So he's going to carry that on. And the Browns are a better running team, even though, yes, they're playing in a dome. The run defense in Buffalo has been kind of lacking. So I'm going to give this to the Browns. Give the Browns the win and give the sports writers a lot more to question Buffalo about. My bold prediction is that Allen, even in the loss, will have more rushing yards than anybody else.
I think you're stretching a little bit on Vikings and Bills thing. I think the Vikings have been getting lucky lately. Look at the Washington game; they got lucky. And then the Bills game,
that
got
is
lucky.
That is the fourth element to a football team. You have your offense, your defense, your special teams, and your luck. Luck with injuries. Luck
They've gotten lucky the last 2 weeks, like severely lucky.
I mean, like I said, Josh Allen doesn't, mishandle the snap. Vikings lose.
Yeah, and if Heineke didn't have that errant throw, Washington would have won. I mean, unfortunately, luck has been falling onto Cousins.
I mean, it is what it is with Minnesota. But I did say, I still said, yes, with that luck. But Josh Allen was the player where those game-changing things happened, and he was the dog on it. Just like the greatest games that are ever played in the NFL. In the past few years, the Bills have been on the losing end of those.
Oh yeah, oh yeah.
Yeah.
I'm not gonna disagree
Joe
with that.
Murray,
Oh,
the playoff game in the Kansas City, and then this last week. Hey, they need a dog, and Buffalo are those dogs. But we're going to go to Indianapolis as the Indianapolis Colts with their rebounding burst of energy under Jeff Saturday hosts the Philadelphia Eagles that are looking to rebound after their first loss of the year. Even so, the Eagles are given the edge by 7.5. So, what do you think, Ben?
this is a trap game. This is the game that tells you whether or not the Eagles are real or not real. Are they fake or not fake? In my honest opinion right now, I think that loss last week showed a lot of weaknesses in the Eagles defense. And the Colts have a pretty good running game. And they have a decent veteran quarterback. And say all they want about Jeff Saturday. He won the game last week. Yeah, it may have been against the Raiders and their dysfunctional selves. But a win is a win for a new coach. For somebody that had never coached in his life. My upset of the week and my bold prediction, the Colts are going to beat the spread and they're going to win.
Okay. So no player rush. It's just bold.
The
Colts.
bold is the Colts are going to beat the Eagles.
All right, Ben.
Tim's gone. Tim dropped.
Tim's gone.
Yeah.
And he probably got caught in the blizzard.
Probably.
All right, Cobes.
This is Eagles, handedly. Listen, the Colts win last week was less of Jeff Saturday's coaching skills and more an indictment on Josh McDaniels' coaching ability. This is the Eagles handedly. Bold prediction. The Eagles completely blank the Colts. Period.
Ooh, that's a fire. But I mean, I see the Eagles bounce back. Definitely against the Colts. It's just for me, the Colts are just not that good. And yes, they did win against the Raiders, and like Cobra said, it was more the Raiders are terrible than the Eagles. They're way more terrible than the Eagles are. And I see the Eagles winning, covering the spread. Actually, I see the Eagles winning by 2 scores. So that's that. My bold prediction is that Miles Sanders has more touchdowns than AJ Brown. So there you go. Next, we're going to go to Foxborough as the Patriots are hosting the Jets. The Jets come into Foxborough with a 2.5-point dog. Basically, it's a toss-up game. Definitely do not put money on this game. What do you say, Ben?
On which game? Sorry, I was texting our chat group.
The Jets and the Patriots.
I agree with not putting money on that one. This one can go either way, honestly.
That's what Vegas says.
Well, that's a lot of people say about this game. I don't know if I should trust the Patriots yet. I don't know if they have their identity. Right now, the Jets have more of an identity than the Patriots. I'm going Jets today.
Okay.
I'm going with Zach. I did your mom Wilson. He's gonna have a good game. I think he's gonna get about 275, 3 touchdowns, 1 interception, and the Patriots are gonna lose.
All right, Cobes.
This is the Patriots. History will repeat itself. The Patriots have always owned the Jets. Just ask Bill Belichick about that.
Deflategate.
I do not have a bold prediction for this one, sadly, because this one, as Vegas has said, can go either way. But I still say the Patriots. Still say.
All right.
Either way.
So I'm going with the Patriots on this. I mean, one they met the four. Patriots totally handed them their lunch money. I see it definitely being closer than it was last time. I see the Patriots winning by a field goal. My bold prediction for this game is that it's going to be a very low scoring game. If I'm going to bet anything, I'm going to bet on the points, and I'm definitely going to see this as an under game. But otherwise, I'm not touching this game with my money with a 10-foot pole.
It's a trap.
That's not a trap. It's just that will be a parlay ruiner. So next we go to New Orleans as the New Orleans Saints host the LA Rams without Cooper Kupp. And basically right now the Rams are the 3.5-point dogs. Ben, start us off. Tell us what you think.
I wish I was in Louisiana right now because tickets are as low as $18 for a football game. Hell, I drive down there just to see the game for $18. That's crazy low, bro.
That is crazy low.
I've never seen football tickets that low. That's like Orioles tickets low, man. What the heck
Yeah,
is that?
right?
Oh man, that's when you know two shitty teams are playing each other. So the Rams are without Cooper Kupp. They have absolutely no identity. They're a shell of their former Super Bowl selves. I don't know where this team came from. This team absolutely has been dismantled and destroyed. I don't know if their weakness has been compromised, like people have found out their weakness or what. But
it sucks.
It's horrible. Like even the Saints, I didn't expect the Saints to do this bad either. I mean, I knew they were going to do bad, but this bad? I'm going with the Saints. Barely winning this game. I think they'll beat the spread definitely, but standout player, Kamara. Look for him to get 120 yards, 3 touchdowns. I would say one in the air, 2 on the ground.
Yeah, for Kamara. Now you say it's 120 on the ground or all purpose?
Purpose. What did the air 2 on the ground?
Not at all, man. I'll bet. Those are rookie numbers.
God, that's bold. You don't think Kamara going all that is bold?
Dude, I think 120 without Kamara, that's just the standard.
Okay, well, let me bump it up a little bit. He'll get 220.
220? All right, there we go. That sounds a bit more like it.
That's including if he does kick returns too at putts. It also counts if he throws the ball too. Hey, Wildcat, it counts.
I'm not counting your kick and punt return yards. That's the lamest cop out thing ever. Fantasy yard points scored. All right. So Cobes, what you got for this game?
I have the Saints on this one. Definitely. Obvious factor, no Cooper Kupp. That's been pretty much the Rams' offense. It's Cooper Kupp. And the Saints will definitely defeat the Rams, just like Shang Tsung, great sorcerer, owns Solis and Dalton. So, but the bold prediction is Alvin Kamara, 200 yards on the ground.
Okay, we're going to the 200-yard range too.
Yeah. So I'm going with the Saints. I think it's unanimous. The Cooper Kupp injury is a jarring blow to the LA Rams. I am going to even go as far as saying that the Saints will shut out the LA Rams. And that's not even my bold prediction.
No.
But my bold prediction is that Andy Dalton will go for 303 scores.
A ginger?
303 scores. Hold up.
He's gonna steal some goals in this game.
He's gonna fight gingerly.
Ooh.
This is further proof why you can't go Michael Jordan meme on your draft picks.
Pretty much. All right. So we go to New Jersey as the Giants are hosting the Detroit Lions. The Lions basically handing their keys to the stadium off to the Buffalo Bills this week. Are a 3.5-point dog to the Giants. So Ben, what do you think?
Well, just like Pat McAfee said, the best team is playing in Detroit currently today. I don't see the Giants losing. However, they could lose. I mean, Detroit's not horrible as their record speaks. They're not as bad as everybody thinks they are. But I don't see the Lions winning. Getting rid of, like I said, getting rid of the tight end. That was the most ridiculous move I've ever seen in my life. Look for the Giants to win. Saquon Barkley, they did not come to an agreement on an extension. He's going to have a hell of a game. I'm going to see him get about 130 yards, 3 touchdowns on the ground.
Okay, Coach?
I hope the Lions enjoyed their high after beating their older brother, but this is definitely a Giants victory.
I would love to see
full prediction: Lions get shut out and shut down.
All right. That's your bold?
That's my bold prediction.
All right. So for me, I am actually going to say that this is going to be close. It's going to be about a field goal. I'm going to say the Giants win, but the Lions will beat the spread by keeping it within a field goal. My bold prediction as with this is that the Saquon Barkley is not going to have as many yards as Jamal Williams. I definitely see that the three-headed running monster in Detroit, basically Swift and Williams, are going to have more rushing yards than Saquon Barkley. Next, we'll go to Baltimore as the Carolina Panthers go into Baltimore carrying a 12.5-point underdog slip on this. So, Ben, take her away.
Underdog, huh?
Yeah. Right now.
Well, here, Ricky. Do you want to go to the game? I mean, we're not too far away. It's only $46 ticket. Want to go? No.
Do I really want to spend $46 to watch not my team?
I mean, it's a football game. I don't even like them either. But we can watch them root for Panthers. So, yeah, Panthers, they still suck. Oh, those poor Panthers. They are a bunch of a mess. Not as much as the Broncos are. I still see the Ravens coming out with a win. The Ravens don't have an identity either, even though they have a winning record. I still don't feel like they have an identity. They don't have a legit, like, top-tier threat. They're more of a... Here's where I'm going to put the Ravens. This is how I'm going to describe the Ravens. I'm going to give them... You remember back in the day when the defense ran, like Ray Lewis and Suggs? They all were like... It was the defense that helped win with... what's his name? What was this? Not Flacco, but
Kyle Bowler, Trent Dilfer.
Dilfer, yeah. Dilfer wasn't a horrible quarterback. Don't get me wrong. He's average. Okay, you can win a Super Bowl with an average quarterback.
I know.
I'm not saying Jamal Jackson is average. He's not average at all. But the offense is average. As a whole, the offense is average. I'm comparing this to that team that won the Super Bowl that year. I'm not saying that this team is a Super Bowl contender by far at all. That's a stretch. I'm just comparing the team as itself as a whole. The defense isn't as good as that defense, of course. But this team plays like that team, and I don't have a lot of faith in the team right now.
Okay.
But I still see them winning. I just don't see anybody that really is going to be a standout player. You're probably going to get your usual Justin Tucker field goals that's going to win the game. I'm saying he's going to get 3 field goals, and they're all going to be 51 yards.
All right. So, did the Ravens cover the spread?
Ravens barely covered a spread by Justin Tucker field goals.
Okay. Jokes.
There's going to be a rare delicacy served in Baltimore, and that is carved Panthers slathered in Old Bay. This is a Ravens win for me. Lamar Jackson's going to go off for 350 all-purpose yards. That is my bold prediction. I'm going Ravens.
Okay, so for this, this is a trap game to me, and I'm not saying that as a trap game for the Ravens. I'm saying this is a trap game for me. The Panthers are 12.5-point dogs. So for me, like looking at it, like, yeah, I might want to throw a little bit of money, put the Panthers on my parlay, but I am going with the Ravens. I'm going to have the Ravens covering the spread, and my bold prediction is Justin Tucker has more points today than the Carolina Panthers. I mean, yes, that bold prediction didn't work out last week with the Titans and the Broncos, but to be fair, those teams are not the Ravens.
I mean, it could be a trap game for the Ravens. I mean, technically it could be. I mean, the Ravens aren't playing good at all. I mean, they're not playing like consistent football.
Well, we'll see. Next, we go to Houston as the Commanders go into town against the Texans, and the Commanders have an edge by 2.5 points. Ben, what do you see? That is not confidence that I am in.
I mean, I have confidence in
that is not
the issue I have with this.
I'm getting. You guys should be high on the hog. You
the
should
issue I have with this is that every
on
time
the table to let them know it's business time.
I hate giving my team credit though, man, because they always lose. Here's my bold prediction. My bold prediction is, you saw what happened last week. I think Washington finally has found their stride. I think they finally found their chemistry. I think they found what works, and that is not get Heineke to pass constantly all the time. Because if you notice, when it's not his fault. It's more or less the offensive line, but the offensive line has been doing better. But when he's under pressure, and let's be granted, the last 4 out of 5 games they played and they won. They won 4 out of their last 5, right? Yeah, I think it was. Wait, how many games? See, they've won all but one. All those games, he's been under pressure, minus Philly. In Philly, they actually blocked. They actually did something. So, with the combination of Robinson and a combination of Gibson, unfortunately, we do have breaking news. J.D. McKissic is out for the year on injured reserve now. That is breaking news out of Washington. I heard over the week. So they're down to Brian Robinson and Gibson, and I'm not sure who their other running back is. I'm not sure if they have an. I'm pretty sure they probably do. They might have got the one guy off of the practice squad.
Adrian Peterson, probably.
Jonathan Williams. I'm not sure who that is. I think he might be.
I think he was on the Panthers.
Was he a Panthers guy? He sounds familiar.
At one point, I think he was a Colt at one point.
Yeah, he sounds really.
He's a journeyman. I mean,
it works. He's not really going to play. He's probably not even going to play anyway. He's questionable. But I definitely see Washington coming out with a win. Terry McLaurin. I don't know if you guys saw the locker room speech after Rivera. Again, Washington got the win. You didn't see it?
I didn't. No.
Did you hear what happened to Rivera's mom?
Nope.
Okay, so Rivera's mom.
They're not the Bills. I don't really care.
It was very hush hush. I didn't even know about Troy Aikman. Troy Aikman's mom also passed away from cancer.
What?
Yeah. Troy Aikman's mom passed away last week. Ron Rivera's mom passed away last week. And he didn't tell anybody. So after the win on Monday night of Washington against the Philly game, Ron Rivera tried giving a speech, and he just started breaking down, crying. He's like, "My mom would have loved this," and he walked off, right? And who the fuck took over, bro? Terry McLaurin. That motherfucker took over. He fucking gave a speech. That team wants to win. Terry McLaurin is behind Heineke's back. Terry McLaurin and the whole entire team have Heineke's back. This team plays so much differently with Heineke at the realm. So enough of my rant. But that's how I feel right now. I think Washington can go on a roll, and they have a chance of being the first division in history to be in the playoffs. The whole entire NFC East could be in the playoffs. That would be a first ever. So
Yeah,
I
really.
see the Commanders winning, beating the Texans by at least 10 points.
So,
I look for Brian Robinson to get 120 yards and 2 touchdowns.
Ben, I have as much insight about Washington football as you do, being engaged.
well,
for
no,
Washington.
yeah,
But anyway.
I totally forgot to give Ben his bold.
No, Brian Robinson's going to get
Brian
120
Robinson.
yards and 2 touchdowns.
Yeah, fair enough.
I mean, to be fair, with bold predictions, I have a feeling
Did-
that it's going to be Brian Robinson.
In this game, both fan bases are already looking up to the sky and pleading with God, "Oh God, please save us!" With the football gods whispering in their ear, "No." So this is definitely a commies win. The Washington's going to roll out of Snyder grad and definitely win this one. Bold prediction will happen on Monday. They will fire Lovie Smith after this game.
I mean,
and force in their premier white football coach.
Now, I will have to say, though,
last
who-
year.
who's the Texans quarterback?
That is what Houston wanted
Davis
to do.
Mills.
Is he a
Davis
rookie?
Mills? No, he was rookie last year.
Okay, good. That's usually Washington's weakness is against rookie quarterbacks.
And yeah, that kind of stemmed from RG3. Their weakness with rookie
We have always lost against rookie quarterbacks, bro. That's the history of Washington. Every time I see that we go against a rookie quarterback, I cringe.
All right. So I got the Commanders beating Houston in Houston. I have them covering the spread. My bold prediction is that it is, everybody's like, yeah, Brian Robinson's going to do tremendously. It's going to be Antonio Gibson kind of cementing that this team is going to be a running back by committee going forward.
I agree
You're
with
going
that.
to have him doing 3 touchdowns, 1 through the air, 2 on the ground, getting about 200 all-purpose yards. All right.
The
From
entire
that,
team?
that Gibson,
So you're going to say he's going to get yards to the air, too?
200. Yeah. I mean, Gibson's really like the past couple of weeks.
I mean,
he's gotten a lot more of that.
He's got a lot more. He's got a lot more aggressive, and he's been protecting the ball.
Yeah. I mean, when you feel your job is on the line, you do anything to keep it, unless you know.
Well, I don't know if you've seen how they played against the Eagles, but those running backs look hungry. They look hungry. The entire offense looks hungry, to be honest with you. The defense. Oh, I forgot. I think Chase Young is playing.
Well,
Look for him to maybe get a sack.
if he's on the field, maybe.
Yeah, I mean
let's
that's another.
let's run from Houston as fast as we can, so we don't get no loser juice on us. And we're gonna. Oh God.
Oh nope, he's out. He's not activated.
Yeah, we just walked into a mile high worth of shit, brother.
Oh, man, we just seriously, if we're going to go to Denver, as my brother just said, mile high shit. The only substance higher than the snow in Buffalo is the shit in
The THC,
Denver.
bro.
I mean, that's the only way that they can get through anything in
That's the only
Denver
way
is
these
to be
fans
high.
are cooperating.
So, especially this game, as the Vegas Raiders and the Denver Broncos compete in the worst game in the whole history of anything.
Before we get started, let me add this. Smoke weed every day.
That is the only way anybody is getting through this game, is they are going to go high. And I'm not even talking about just weed. There's probably going to be some harder drugs taken during the course of this 60 minutes.
So
That's probably a bold prediction. But the Raiders are 2.5-point dogs, which basically means this is a toss-up game. I think Vegas just didn't want to touch this freaking game with a clown ball. So Ben, go ahead.
All right, so here's what I think about this. There is a lot of rumors going on around Russell Wilson. I don't know if you guys seen what I sent into the chat the other day, but apparently Russell Wilson has been using audibles from the Seahawks.
I saw that.
And, we're on week 11 now, and you still don't know your audibles? So I don't know what's going on up there in Denver and with Russell Wilson, but he might need to get some better supplements. You know why? Because he might want to go to bulletproof.com. Looking at our description for our new affiliate, bulletproof.com. Not only do they sell coffee, but they also have a whole bunch of other things such as supplements. They have gear you can buy. You can buy cups. They have K-cups. They have grounded coffee. They also have subscription boxes where you can sign up and get them delivered to your door. They have Black Friday early access. You got to join their email. Check them out. And honestly, I think Russell Wilson's been taking too many of their sleep gummies. And the Denver Broncos fans, if you guys want, check out the stress gummies because you guys are going to need it. Anyway, back to the football game. So I think Denver is going to win. It's going to be an ugly one out there. The Raiders can't even afford to fire their own goddamn coach. What is that about? They can't even they can't even afford to fire him. That's crazy. Apparently they want him going anyway. They can't get rid of him. So there's a lot of dysfunctionality in this whole entire football game. I see the Broncos winning. Bold prediction, it's going to be a field goal game. I don't think any team's going to score a touchdown.
Yeah, that is bold. Coach, what you got in this?
Denver. I've got Denver on this one. Bold prediction is there's going to be 2 slices of Wonder Bread. Russell Wilson's going to grab that, put it right on Mark Davis's ears, and yell at him and say, "What are you? An idiot sandwich." Raiders, you should have had Bisaccia. You should have had Rich Bisaccia, guys. You had him, and now you got this joker known as Josh McDaniels. You just really walked into a mound of shit, Vegas.
All right. So, basically with this, I need to get quick on this because I really want to get away from this town as much as possible. I think the Denver Broncos are going to beat the Raiders. The defense is just too strong, and that is the unfortunate thing. The Denver Broncos have a wonderful defense. They just have a terrible offense. My bold prediction actually is going to be that there will be 10 field goals kicked by both teams. Not each team kicking 10. God, that would require a lot more movement. But yeah, combined 10 field goals, a couple of nice punts. And let's leave Denver and go to a place where actually winning is going on right now. The lucky wins. But this is definitely going to go down as the game of the week. Dallas Cowboys versus the Minnesota Vikings. The Cowboys are slated as the favorite by half a point, so basically, like, take your pick. But Ben, take her away. What you see?
So, in fantasy land, as a Washington fan, I want to see all the teams lose. And honestly, I think all 3 teams have a possibility of losing all their games today because, let's face it, this game today against the Vikings, the Cowboys, they're actually finally facing a team since Dak Prescott came back.
How about Buffalo?
They're actually finally a challenge for him.
Oh, a challenge for Dak. Okay.
So, I think finally luck is going to run out on Cousins' side, but that doesn't mean they're going to lose. I think they're going to win without having to come back. They're going to get ahead. They're going to stay ahead. The Cowboys are not going to ever switch the lead. The Vikings are going to win comfortably 17-3.
All right. Go.
As much as Vegas thinks this isn't going to be an upset, I think this will be. I've got Dallas on this one.
Oh, Dallas the favorite.
I know that,
Yeah.
half a point separation, but I still, but the media is definitely calling the Minnesota the favorites. But I think that the Cowboys will upset the Vikings. Bold prediction right here. It's going to be by 3 scores. Bold prediction. It's going to be by 3 scores. Kirk Cousins is going to make some mistakes.
Yeah, it's not 1 o'clock.
Exactly. It is Kirk Cousins' kryptonite. It's not 1 o'clock.
I mean, yeah, so you're saying man gets up early and he gets himself some W energy. Get him going. He gets at 2 o'clock. 2 o'clock. Well, at 4 o'clock crash for him.
And not just that. Buffalo, the Buffalo team, to be fair, the Buffalo game, we had a weaker defense than Dallas did.
What?
Injury.
Yep.
Yeah, injury made the Bills a weaker defense.
Yeah.
So, all right. So me, I give the Vikings the edge on this one. Yeah, I like the Vikings more than I do the Cowboys.
Fair enough.
I think the addition of Hawkinson definitely put them over the top from the normal Vikings. I mean, yeah, the only thing right now that can stop the Minnesota Vikings from getting into the Super Bowl is kicking in the postseason. All right,
They have a bad track record of that.
I'm just saying, kicking in the postseason is basically the Vikings' kryptonite. My bold prediction is that this is probably going to be the worst game for Dak Prescott since he's come back. This is going to be shapes of Week 1 against the Bucks. All right, I'm not going to give you a stat line, but you're just going to be like, "Yo, it looks like he's playing Bucks out there." We're going to go rather quickly through these ones because these are going to be kind of trash at the late set.
Yeah.
Got the Bengals going into Pittsburgh with a 5-point favorite. Ben? Exactly. The Bengals are winning.
Bengals are definitely winning.
Going Steelers. I
Bengals
am
are
going
definitely
Steelers on
winning.
this one.
This one looks
The
like it's gonna be a
Bengals are
very,
not.
looks gonna be a very cold day out there. So you might want to go to fanatics.com because it's starting to get cold up there in Pittsburgh. Look at our link below. They always have some sales going on. What they got going on right now, Ricky?
They got a 65% off today only sale on select items. So yeah, while you're on there, checking for a new hoodie or something like that, your sports teams, go ahead and kind of do that.
You also got some good hats.
Yeah, I definitely see the Steelers losing this. Bengals definitely should win this. Give me Burrow. I'm doing it. I'm going bold to give him Burrow. 325, 3 touchdowns, 1 interception.
All right. Yeah, and speaking of fanatics.com, today is I think today is actually the start of the World Cup. So yeah, get yourself some of those National Pride US Team USA soccer jerseys, or maybe
Yeah,
if
get some
USA is not
Canadian.
team,
We have
get
some Canadian
yourself,
listeners.
get yourself just whichever. I mean, they got pretty much all of them.
Go with a sure favorite. Go with Brazil. Go with Germany. Go with France.
We got some Ireland listeners and some United Kingdom listeners too. So go rep your teams, guys.
All right. Next, we got we're gonna move away from the Steelers. Actually, hold up.
That's the Chiefs in charge.
Didn't you just say that you're taking the Steelers?
I am taking the Steelers. Yeah.
What?
All right. So first and foremost, signing. Here's a letter from Roger Goodell. You are taking the league drug test effective immediately.
Spinning the wheel of discipline. But no, I legit had the Steelers on this one. The Bengals are not the same without Jamar Chase. I am going with the Steelers in this one.
Okay. What's your bold?
Bold. Steelers defense shows up. Bold prediction. Joe Burrow gets picked off. Four interceptions. Steelers defense shows up.
Yeah, I'm getting you tested for the hard drugs.
Yeah, we need to go to
All
Walgreens
the-
get a drug test.
Never trust those Yinzers, I swear.
All right. So anyway, now we're going to go to Los Angeles, where the Chargers host the Chiefs, and the Chiefs are 7-point favorites. Ben, what do you think?
Chiefs all the way, man. Come on. Let's get real. Chargers, they're not as good as they should be. Chiefs are going to come in. They're not going to dominate, but it's going to be a close game. I see Mahomes passing, he's going to pass it around. He's going to at least get 300. I look for Kelsey. He hasn't really had like games where he's just like it doesn't seem
He's
like
been quiet since the Raiders.
yeah, the entire Chiefs offense is sort of like quiet. Even Clyde Edwards, he didn't give me any points already last week.
Dude, something's going on with Edwards Hilaire.
Yeah,
probably
he didn't give me any points last week at all. He's the
really
reason
falling
I
off
almost
in-
lost. If it wasn't for Mixon going off and giving me 55 points, I would have lost almost.
Okay. All
But
right,
I definitely see Kansas City winning. I would go with. I really don't see any standout players, but let's go with Travis Kelce. Maybe he'll get a wake-up call today. We'll see a Travis Kelce sighting. Give him 89 yards, 2 touchdowns.
weak.
That's not weak. That's good for a tight end.
That's not Kelsey. All right.
No, but
I'm
we haven't
sorry,
seen Kelsey.
I'm still saying, of the tight ends, it is, unless your name is like Travis Kelsey, Mark Andrews has been beat up this year. George Kittle hasn't done anything this year. And Waller, he's been out forever.
I remember back in the day, you can name off like a whole bunch. Cooley, Gates.
Well, it's
Sharp.
like gone to the stretch. That's the way the league is going. The only reason why
Kowski.
Kelsey's relevant is he's an absolute genetic freak. Normally when you go 1-on-1 with somebody, it's a 50% chance. Kelsey.
Look at what's his name from the Browns, Winslow. He could have been something, and he screwed his life all up.
But hey, we make our own decisions in this life. All right, Cubs. What do you see from this game?
Well, of course, this is a glorious home game for Kansas City, and that's why I'm going with the Chiefs on this one. I'm going to say this openly right now. The Chargers blew their one and only shot at the playoffs last year. Seriously, they should have. Bold prediction. Chargers get shut out. Bold prediction.
Damn. So what I see with this, the relevant point that, definitely I see you making is the Chargers are Buffalo Bills West. And I'm not talking about the Josh Allen Buffalo Bills. I'm talking about the early 2000s post Kelly era Buffalo Bills. The Tom Brady era Buffalo Bills, where the Bills were decent, but they weren't making the playoffs.
9-7, 7-9, 8-8.
Ho hum drum, they're like Baltimore a little bit, where they're kind of like, hey, they're kind of the pretty girl that you would take on a date once, but you definitely don't see yourself in a relationship with. Because she's got that reputation of letting you down, or maybe going to the other guys. Well, that being said, I'm definitely going with Kansas City. Bar none. The Chargers just don't give me confidence. The Chargers are definitely like the team that kind of like pass around. And I'd say the Chiefs cover the spread. What I see from this is I see that basically the Chiefs are going to do this without really much of happening in the running game. I see like sub 100-yard games from both Pacheco and Edwards Hilaire. Edwards Hilaire to me seems like he's falling out with Andy Reid because in an Andy Reid run team, tell me the last time he's had like a running back that really was impressive with him. I'm gonna go out on a limb and say it was Brian Westbrook when he was back in Philly. So there you go.
I talked to Brian Brooks' brother one time on Twitter. I had a conversation with him for a little bit when he was on the Redskins.
Yeah, nice. Finally, we have Monday night. The 49ers versus the Cardinals. The 49ers are favored by 7.5. Sounds low to me, but Ben, what do you see?
Let's take a look here. We're talking about the 49ers and Cardinals.
Yep.
Holy crap, $426 ticket.
That's because the winning team is actually coming into town. I mean, I don't know if
I wouldn't consider it a winning team, really. I don't know. Honestly, I thought this 49ers team would have been a little better than what we thought they would be, and I also thought the Cardinals would be better than what we thought this will be. Also, this is in a Mexico City. This is pretty cool. I wonder what team is going to show up this time around. Is it going to be the 49ers or the Cardinals? So
I think you're thinking too much into this.
I am thinking too much into this.
Yep.
I'm looking for the 49ers to pull this out. I don't see the Cardinals winning at all. Look for McCaffrey to go all-purpose yards of 225 and 4 touchdowns.
Yeah, Cubs, what do you say?
This is definitely San Francisco's game. Listen, a message to Kyler Murray. Put down the controller, please.
Well, I mean, he's been hurt, too. Like, he missed last game. I mean, Colt McCoy went in. He played admirably until he got hurt. I don't even remember the third-string guy. That's going to make my prediction easy.
Yeah,
so.
Definitely. I think you're going to see CMC 150.
CMC 150? All purpose or just on the ground?
All purpose.
Bump it up.
No. And the reason why I say that is Garoppolo's going to air it out more often. But again, that's why I say CMC 150.
Okay.
But he's going to have 3 touchdowns.
Okay.
Obvious.
All right. So for me, I see the 49ers going to Mexico City. I mean, they got the Cardinals slated to be the home team. But, it's definitely an invasion of Mexico City. The 49ers are going to just pull an old 86. They're going to go into town, a whooping and a hollering. And
will be wasted in the after party.
Oh, God, all the patrol. It's Jimmy G. Like, seriously, that guy, man.
Actually, he doesn't even drink. I don't think he drinks Patron. I think he's a Jose type of guy.
It does not even matter. It's going to be flowing and bowling. It doesn't even matter if Kyler Murray plays. My bold prediction is that the 49ers defense is going to score more points than the Cardinals offense. All right. So that has been our show today. Basically, going to be an exciting time in sports this week as the World Cup starts. A lot of Americans here pulling for the USA, because, basically America, we don't follow soccer or anything like that, so we're uneducated fools. Be sure to support your team as much as possible, whoever you pick. Have fun. And basically this month, please make sure with things going on as the times change for the holiday season, check out on those you care about. Uh, basically, the times this time of year is hard on people, especially and suicide rates go up, things like that. So reach out to those you love and make sure they're okay. All right, and I am Ricky from the Social Sports Tech Podcast. With me, as always, is Ben, Jason, Cobra, my brother, and we wish you a good night, good week, always good season.
7 weeks remain in the season, guys. Cobra.
All right.